Wrestlers very often have a particular look. When you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin, what do you picture? Black boots, black trunks, some knee braces, a big bald head, and a leather vest, of course. Ric Flair and his robe go together like this. Good luck on seeing that one. And yes, The Undertaker may well have gone through many reincarnations in his career, but his classic look is truly, how can I put this? Iconic! Anyway, today we're going to take a look at wrestling personalities not looking the way you'd expect. But before we do that, how would you like to see What Culture presenters as you've never seen them before? Mr. Editor, take it away. Moving swiftly on, mainly before they find out that I've done that, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and these are 10 wrestlers as you've never seen them before. Number 10, The Miz. When you picture the modern day Miz, he looks pretty good, right? Maybe resplendent in some sort of three-piece suit. Oh, nice. But he's not always looked like that, and I'm not just talking about when he had a sodding mohawk. Before he was an absolutely 100% legitimate, honest contestant on WWE's 4th season of Tough Enough, Mike Mizanin, yes, son of this guy, was slyly learning his trade down in California-based Ultimate Pro Wrestling, one of WWE's developmental satellites. In 2003, the future 100-time Intercontinental Champion was already performing under the name of The Miz before the WWE had even processed him. But he looked like this. Wow. Yeah, his sparkly trousers and AJ Styles soccer mom haircut are far from familiar. Whilst in UPW, The Miz teamed with DDP of all people to take on Adam Pearce and Baby Slim. I got nothing. They won though. Regardless, there is no way in hell that this dork with his lint-covered trousers is pulling Maurice. Number 9, Scotty 2 Hotty. Scotty 2 Hotty Taylor looks decidedly different than in his Attitude Era prime 20 years ago because he was once a young man and now, well, he's not so young a man. That's how age works, dickhead. There is no shame in getting old. It's barely worth mentioning, but we're all going to die. But just how good is the flipping 46-year-old looking? What a piece. He was rarely so buff in his Too Cool pomp, and he's gracefully eased into his receding hairline like an honest Shawn Michaels. Ah, come on, we're all thinking it. Phil! One more match! One more match! How long have you been down there for?
I live there.
Oh, and that chap next to him, yep, you guessed it, it's none other than Steve Corino. Number 8, John Cena. We're now in a new era for John Cena, the face that runs the place, just kind of occasionally showing up for the odd banter segment and sporting an infinitely more Hollywood-friendly bonnet that is, let's be honest, scarily reminiscent of JBL. Ugh. For the near 2 decades which preceded this transition, however, we grew entirely accustomed to John sporting the squarest of military crew cuts. He could have been jettisoned straight out of the US Army. And that was kind of the point. But as this rare pic shows, there was once a time in which John Cena saw himself as a more sultry boy band frontman than your typical jarhead. Look at the state of that. Actually, I'm in no position to judge dodgy haircuts, am I? Oof. Anyway, no surprise, after his WWE bow, it was curtains for the curtains. Number 7, Batista. Here we see an early picture of Batista before he got ripped. Of course not. It is impossible to dredge up a candid snap of a skinny Big Dave Batista before he went on to fulfill the nominative determinism of his regular sobriquet, because they simply do not exist. I think he basically came out of the womb like this. When he was an OVW trainee back in 2000, remember 2000? Anyway, the then Leviathan was still appropriately gigantic. But the beached sea monster's scales were completely free of ink. squid or otherwise. The chain was a regular part of Batista's early bouts, and in a lovely touch, he revived it one last time for his final match against Triple H at WrestleMania 35. I suppose we could call it a link to the past. Bruno, please don't go! Number 6, Sting and The Undertaker. Here are Sting and The Undertaker not really looking a million miles away, and in the Stinger's case, well yeah, absolutely bang on from their regular modes. The key here is that we've never seen them looking so familiar against each other. Before he lost his life at the hands of WWE's gimmick generator and became The Undertaker, Mean Mark Callis had this once-in-a-lifetime encounter with NWA Heavyweight Champion Sting. The Greensboro Coliseum house show would be his WCW valediction before heading north. He lost, and the two's paths would agonizingly never cross again. Although never say never with some of that Saudi oil money knocking about. Number 5, Bret Hart and the British Bulldogs. Years before they were taming dogs and plonking flimsy pink-coloured sunglasses on kids in the crowd respectively, Bret Hart and the British Bulldogs were stars of Calgary's Stampede Wrestling, where they frequently travel east to entertain audiences in Japan. This candid shot taken from one of their early 80s tours appears to show the trio doing a spot of sightseeing outside what may well be Tokyo's Imperial Palace. I don't know, someone else told me, I've never been there. And don't they look like they're having the absolute time of their lives? Cheer up, lads. Number 4, Triple H and Bruno Sammartino. Nerd. Anyway, thanks to the reconciliatory work of Paul Levesque, indisputed but undoubtedly exiled legend Bruno Sammartino was finally welcomed back into the fold for WWE's Hall of Fame 2013 induction. Triple H put his arm around the living legend's shoulder and told him, "So long as I'm here, pal, you'll always have a job." I doubt Sammartino realised he meant as a brickie though, eh? Here he is, strapped in a hard hat and looking for all the world like Vince McMahon's vision of a real man's man. No wonder he was champion for so long. Number 3, Randy Orton. If you're an ardent follower of Randy Orton, first of all, hello to you, Ben Roy Turner, and second of all, you will probably have seen Big Keith looking like this before. However, within the context of 15 years of stringent butch cuts, revisiting this ridiculous mop top is really quite striking. It was only during his freshman year in 2002 that the future legend killer sported these long locks, as well as some rather shiny short shorts. Those briefs were appropriately, well, brief, but this was a huge clue he was going to be a bit of a knobhead. Number 2, The Rock. Here is a hilariously candid snap of The Rock right around the time he was in the midst of his scaring old ladies at buffets stage in about 2004. The old lady in question? Well, that is none other than Doris Schneider. What do you mean, who? Obviously, she was the friendly neighbour who allowed Mick Foley to jump off her roof as Dude Love before he then went and ate her pie. Mind gutter, you. Except, well, she wasn't really, that was all made up nonsense, but come on, WrestleMania 36 main event right here. Number 1, Randy Savage. Yeah, this one is a little bit different, I have to tell you, but you'll understand in a second why it has the number 1 spot. This isn't a wrestler as you've never seen them before, but rather a wrestler as you've never heard them before. But what I'm about to show you is a clip of Randy Savage before Randy Savage talks like, well, Randy Savage. Get ready to hear an entirely alien voice, after which, I don't know, maybe your ears and brain are going to melt. It's mad, this.
Been poor and alive. So realizing this, I put up a $10,000 bond, appearance bond to Nick Willis's death.
I mean, it's the Macho Man, all right, but he sounds like Captain Lou Albano crossed with Kermit the Bloody Frog. It'd be a few more months before Savage began drawing out his phrasing. Ooh, yeah. But that face without that voice is just bizarre. Let's hear it one more time.
I'm this hour.
No, I can't
I
do
have
this.
got a man.
And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from for daily wrestling podcasts as well. Plus, you can check out more videos right here. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture, and I'll see you soon.